think you're
And
going
that's
in
a
the
good
right direction. Mm-hmm.
and that's a good point. So to the viewers, because I have folks always asking me, how do you know that it's God that's
Mm-hmm.
speaking to you?
I
How
Mm-hmm.
got
do you
that answer.
know? How do you know when it's God that's
I
speaking to you?
have that answer. And I
Yeah.
tell Monzella this all the time. You can
Yes.
use this in business and you can use this in your personal life. Follow your peace.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your peace, even if you don't understand, it's something about when you where you're supposed to be. It's a peace. It could be chaotic all around you, but there's a peace that surpasses all understanding. Follow your peace. And when I begin to do that, that makes a difference. And, to add to what Monzella said, even when we took our eye off of God for a second, okay, and not that we walked away, but you get so caught up. His grace and his mercy, my God, has helped us. And we are always adamant about sharing it. We are not afraid to share that because people need to understand when you don't have anywhere to go, God is always with you. When you are by yourself, in the midst of a business, in the midst of a meltdown, 2007, in the midst of the coronavirus, God is still with you. And so often we say what we believe, but when we test it, we run. We run and hide, and God is sitting there saying, I'm still here.
Still
Where
here.
are you? Where are you, Adam? You understand what I'm saying? Because I never
Mhm.
said that if you make a mistake, I'm not going to still honor the vision that I have given you. So again, grace, mercy,
Mhm.
and being able to acknowledge when you're wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hard for people.
Yeah.
Oops, God, I missed it. Please help
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And so again, we don't separate God from our business, but we are not in our business being religious.
Yeah.
We
You can't.
no,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't do,
The
the two.
name, the name itself, integrity, is
Mhm.
anchored in God. It's. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no. So you can't separate. There's a huge to name your company integrity.
Mhm.
You're already pulling energies from God's love because that's the only you can't be anchored anywhere else to be integrity. So so follow your peace. I love that. I really
Yeah,
do. Uh,
follow your
well,
peace. And let me say something about this corona virus and everything that's going on. The enemy comes to distract, and
mhm,
people's minds are busy, whether you're in business or your personal lives. The enemy comes to distract, no matter
mhm,
what that enemy might be. And if
mhm.
we don't guard our hearts in our minds, people are losing it because they pull their armor down. You
Mhm.
have to guard your heart and your mind. So for instance, I'm into meditation now. I'm
Yeah.
doing yoga. You understand what I'm saying? We have to
Mhm.
guard because if our bodies and our minds and our heart is not right, we are no earthly good for nothing. And
Mhm.
so again, we have to trust, like even in the midst of this, I always say to Monzella, yep, here comes another crisis. That means here comes increase because I look at in the midst of a storm, there's
Mhm.
something out there that
Mhm.
is an anchor there to
Mhm.
cause you to grow. So
It's a growth, absolutely,
so even
absolutely,
in the midst
absolutely,
of this, we're not getting up
absolutely,
worried.
absolutely.
We're getting
Yeah.
up with trusting. Okay, God, what are you doing? Because in the midst of any storm, God has always supplied. But the other thing I want to say, and I want to encourage your listening audience, is that we have to become good stewards over our finances, because I have lived my life off of in the season of prosperity is the time that you eat a little and save a lot because that season of lack is coming. And so most of the time we find ourselves in business and in our personal lives in trouble because we're eating everything that God is blessing us with that we should be storing up because he already knows what's coming.
That's
And
coming.
so we are bad stewards over our finances and we have to get better with
Yeah.
that. There no one can tell me that they have not been blessed and increased you have, but it's what you've done with it. So I always know when we have those seasons of increase, I'm like, I already know something is coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Monzella?
Yeah, I would echo that. And I want to just go back for a minute to something Shina touched on, which is very, very important to us, which is the health aspect. And we have really dug into this in the last 10 years in terms of making sure not only from the external standpoint, everyone gets into weight and all of that, but it's so much more than that, really internally making sure that we're whole. And so it's been a journey and we're still on it. And every day is not great. We're not always eating the right things, but we've really done our research. We have a nutritionist who works hand in hand with us to make sure we are as strong as we can be, because it makes no difference if externally you're looking good and everything is falling apart.
On the inside.
On the inside, and we have as owners dealt with our own medical challenges before. And here's the thing: when you have a business, no one cares if you're sick or if anything happens to you. Life is still going on, and they're going to be looking to say, "Well, it doesn't matter. I still have a settlement going on.
I have a settlement at 10 o'clock." Yeah, right.
Yes, so you still have to pull it together, and so. That said to us, it's just as important, the time we were putting into the gym and personal trainers and all of that. Well, our physical, our internal health is just as, if not more, important than all of that. So I also want to stress that to any of your listeners who are in business or thinking about going into business. Make sure you invest time in yourself and in your health. It's everything.
Thank you. I know Shina touched a little bit on this. For the buyer that's looking for a title company, what are the questions? What should they be looking out for?
So I'll take that. I think price should be very low down on your spectrum. We often get calls and a client will say, well, I'm looking to hear what your prices and your rates are. And I listen to them, but I say, and I remind them of what I said earlier, this is an extremely important investment that you're making. It is more important that your title company knows what they're doing. How long have they been in business? Do they have a good track record? Do they record deeds? Okay, because
not everybody does.
Not everybody does. And it's just a piece of paper. If it's not filed, you have not become the true owner of that property. And so reputation, knowledge, experience, are they willing when you call, even if they're not going to give them the deal, are they willing to talk to you and explain to you, as we have, what a title company does? To me, that's much more important than simply price shopping, because anyone can tell you anything on the phone. And say, oh, I only charge you X. And then when it actually comes down to the settlement, they charging Y. So you have to be very careful not to base everything on price. It is extremely important, the company's professional reputation, and have they stood the test of time.
Right. And a lot of title companies play with numbers. And that's what I tell clients, don't shop. And like I said, as owners of the company, we stop what we're doing and we talk to clients. We answer the phone. I answer the phone. People go, "Oh my God, you're answering the phones." And I'm thinking, well, it was ringing. It's not that complicated. We're in business to do business every day. It doesn't matter what your title is and whether you're the owner or not. The fact is, we're here every day. We get up every day to serve our clients. And that's why we say it's a great day to settle with Integrity Title. How may we serve you? We really mean that. We are here to serve the clients. We're always trying to do better. Even in the midst of COVID, we invested. We have Dyson air purifier all through the company. We have the masks, the gloves, the plexiglass in order to do settlement. We care not only about ourselves and our staff, but our clients. And what we find is clients really appreciate that.
We do. And then in 5 years, because we will be talking again in 5 years, actually before, but in 5 years, the question I have down is, in 5 years from now, we're having this discussion, what would it take for you to feel happy about your progress?
Chima, I have to say, I'm already happy. I probably kind of speak for Monzella a little bit, but I'm gonna let her put her part in. In 5 years, what I'm looking to do is it's a must that integrity title must stand, even when me and Monzella retire. It must stand. It took too long to create a woman-owned and a Black title company that functions in the excellence that we function in. So we must stand. So what we're doing, and we talk about 5 years, so it's really ironic for you to say that, is that we're looking to build a team that we can pass the baton to. And that will make me happy in 5 years to be able to look back and stand on a mountain and see that integrity title is going as strong as ever with or without me and Monzella.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned the word mentor earlier because it is a word that's very important to both of us. And as Shina said, I mean, I'm happy now, but what really drives me is I want to see others who we've been able to pass on that information, leadership, experience. You know, it shouldn't be that integrity goes away, and it shouldn't be that someone has to start fresh. There's a reason why Sheena and I connected over 21 years ago. There's a reason for everything that we've gone through and the challenges we've gone through. And it's so that we can build upon that. And so for me, it is literally, again, seeing whether or not we're in the day-to-day or not, but seeing that the company is running and that we have talented, smart individuals right there at the helm with the same spirit of integrity, dignity, doing everything that we have sowed into them. That's what would make me happy.
Yeah. And guys, that's the sign of true leadership. And I say that with all my heart, because I know when God when God calls you to do his work, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about us. It's about his work. And if we do it right, that's what these ladies have just said is what it's about, continuation of that work. Because God's work is not about me. It's not about me, the Chima, doing it. It's about his work continuing and his work blessing, continuing to bless others, even when I'm gone. Even, and that's, if we can set up our businesses in that way, where if we believe that it is truly God calling us to do it, then we know that he's trying to bless others through us, right? He's trying to use us to be a blessing. And if we've set it up right, that blessing is just going to continue even when we're not here. And that's how I think we come across those tools that we need, those people that we need for the journey. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Closing, any recommendations, advice for our viewers, for our listeners? This has been so like you said earlier, nuggets. Sheena, I think you said the word nuggets, and there's so many nuggets in this. And as I'm listening to you too, I'm like, okay, where do I cut? Which one do I cut and show first? And which one? So, if there are any other suggestions, any other recommendations you can pass on to the viewers, please. We're all ears.
For me, what I would pass on to the viewers is stay true to yourself in business and in your personal life. Follow your heart and your peace, because they go together. And do everything to keep yourself healthy from the inside out, because the world is focusing so much now with these Zoom calls and everything. Everyone is looking at themselves even closer. You heal from the inside out, you'll live a lifetime. And it has taken a long time for me to learn this and to mentally fight for your mental stability
Mhm.
and fight for your peace at all costs and be willing to drop whatever is heavy on your back, let it go, and don't look back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Monzella?
That's good.
Monzella?
I would say, sometimes people say, what would you say to your 20-year-old self or even your 18-year-old self? And one of the things that I think about in my journey is I would say, you are enough.
Mm,
I was a very different young person growing up. I was very shy. And so I tended to seek validation
mhm,
from others, not really understanding that I was enough, that I had innately from the very beginning everything that I needed to be the person uh, that I am, the path that was made just for me, because that's the other thing. Everyone's path is made just for them. So don't try to take someone else's path. Everyone's journey is different. And then also to go back to keeping your peace. That is so important because everyone comes from different backgrounds and different family environments. And so whether you're a young person or in college or whatever, you have to constantly find your peace. And it's hard because there's so many competing things out there, whether it's people or situations, that it's sometimes hard to find your peace, but you know it when you have it. And so you have to constantly, life is a constant fight for that balance and for that peace, and that along with integrity will take you a very, very long way, no matter what you decide to do.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. This
mhm.
has been even this end section. These recommendations. Maybe this is the part I'll cut as my snippet. I need. This is such a powerful ending. I might use this cut as the snippet to show the audience because it's just so much that I've personally gained from this discussion. I knew about you ladies. I've worked together for so long, but it's this discussion, this conversation has really taken me deeper into your lives, into your work, and I truly am grateful for this opportunity and for you sharing. Thank you so much.
Thank
Oh, it's
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. And then I can always tell all my guests, please look out for the time when I call you to do the live, because I know a lot of people are going to be, really pumped when they hear this show, and we want to talk to them live and answer questions live. So I hope you both can join when that time comes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, have a blessed, wonderful day.
You
Thank
as well. Thank you.